Welcome back, everyone. Do you know that how much Indian households spends on children's education? Basically, on school education expenditure. Do you know about that? Recently, a national sample survey on the 80th round released a comprehensive modular survey report. This report focused on expenditures of Indian households on children's education in India. And this report highlights the most shocking facts. The first is huge disparity in education expenses between government schools and private schools. On average, Indian families spend around rupees 25,000 rupees per student. So you can see that. And these expenses happen due to a huge disparity in fee structure between government schools and private schools. You can take the data. In rural areas, around a government school charges rupees 2631 rupees per student. On the contrary, the private school charges rupees around 19,000 rupees per student. And in urban areas, the government school charges around rupees 4628 rupees per student and private school charges around rupees 31,000 rupees per student. Even if the fee structure of private schools keep rising, the popularization of enrollment in private institutions keep increasing too. On the other hand, this data represents the awareness of Indian households regarding the importance of education, but it also highlights the enrollment trend, like the sharp decline in enrollment in government schools for the past 7 years. If you compare the data of 2017-18 and 2025, you can see the difference clearly. Like in rural area, there's 58.9% enrollment in government schools, but in 2017-18, it is 68%. You can see the decline of 10 percent point. On the other hand, in urban areas, in 2017-18, it is 38.9% enrollment, which decreased to 36.4% enrollment in 2025. If you further dissect this data into a school level analysis from primary school to high secondary education in both the rural and urban areas, you can clearly see the difference in the popularization of private institutions. Now the question here is, if the government school offers education in cheap prices, then why Indian families still prefer a private institution, whether it is a urban area or a rural area? The answer is simple. First is accountability of teachers. In some of the government schools, they see the unavailability of teachers and accountability, which lead to distress. Now, second is a perceived value gap. Indian families think that private institutions offer the more resources and infrastructure and quality education as compared to a government school. So they don't hesitate to pay the price. And if you look at the per price disparity, you can see the differences between both school expenses. The third reason is a social pressure too. This is the era of competition, and families want their children to be competitive in a race. So they don't hesitate, and they also have a social pressure. So they enroll their children in a private school and have expensive tuition classes too. And if it is a reason of quality education in private schools, then you can also look at the data of keep growing trend of private tuition centers. In 2025, there's a sharp growth of 37% students increased in private tuition centers in both rural and urban areas. So it can also highlight the decrease in efficiency of classroom teaching. Now, the question here is how we going to fight with this problem. There are multiple solutions. The first is investment in government schools. They should invest in government school, investing in teacher training, infrastructures, curriculum, being a more tech-driven approach. So it can highlight the quality in the public education. to increase the people's trust in government schools. Second, you can do a creative accountability of teachers to make available teachers in government schools. So families don't find it more, they don't face any problems regarding children's education. The third step you can take opening a low cost investment private schools by creating a public private partnership, opening a public private partnership schools which offers a quality education with a low cost investment, we really going to create a public interest. And the last is the data sources. Today is the world of the technology. So the data technology driven approach is very important. Like take an example of this national sample survey, which done the data by using a computer-based personal interview method. So you can see that the importance of technology is very important and is also important. It can reach to every aspect of the society. Like either it is a rural area or urban area, both areas took the advantage of this approach. So the data sources and technological approach is important. The fourth and final step is by creating a surveys. Keep updating the courses so you can know that which course is important with the change of era. Now, the second key issue is disparity in gender expenses. Like Indian families, historically it is recorded that they prefer a male education over a girl's education. And this survey gives us a tool to identify that does this disparity still present. It is true that from the past decades, the girls' enrollment around 48% increased in education. So this is a huge milestone. But it also highlights that there's also a lot of hurdles are present in our path, which we need to overcome it with time and with also a strategy. Because there is a social bias against the gender bias that males have breadwinners, so they used to got a lot importance in higher education. With that said, I'm going to conclude the today's video. So, what do you think about this survey and these key issues in Indian society and regarding the expenditure of Indian household and children's education? And what do you think is the necessary steps we should take to overcome these issues? Let me know your thoughts in the comment below, and also please like, subscribe my channel, and also press the bell icons for further notifications. Till that, stay tuned and stay curious.